Adjutant online. Building registered.
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the GGvision StarCraft 2 Coliseum Premiere Week. Today's prime player is indeed oGsMC, here hiding behind a Korean or Chinese nickname, but it is indeed the Kratoss himself, the winner of the GSL and perhaps the most fearsome Protoss player in the world, playing against Loner, which is a Chinese Terran player, perhaps the best Chinese Terran player, indeed player of any kind in the world. He's been practicing for a long time in South Korea, of course the mecca of StarCraft and StarCraft 2, and has done several performances in the GomTV Star League, but has yet to truly reach the top peak. But he's a very hard-working player, one of the very best out there, no doubt, here up against one of the most fearsome ones that are out there right now. He is, of course, oGsMC, that is, nicknamed the Kratoss because he rips nerds' arms off. He is a very bad boyish and a very skilled player. He has recently was invited to Sweden to compete in the DreamHack Invitational, which he did win, and his skill is unrivaled in many cases, though he's not unbeatable. We've seen that as well. So StarCraft 2, it is very competitive. There is no way of being completely overpowered. You can always get beaten, and Loner is definitely capable of doing so. They have met before several times, but here they are competing in the Star Wars tournament. That is, of course, a Chinese tournament, an invitational that caters to the entire international community. This is the online qualifier, but the finals will be held in Shanghai, China, where they'll be competing live at the stage as usual for lots and lots of money. Star Wars tournament is, of course, an old tournament. We saw that in Brood War, and it features countries clashing against each other. So we'll see if Korea or China will come out on top in this battle. oGsMC, having now placed his first gas and going for cybernetic score, question is, will he go for 3 or 4 gate intensive aggression early, or perhaps stick in a robo or a fast expansion there? We'll just have to see. Loner, meanwhile, going tech lab. We'll see if he followed that up with a quick Reaper for harassment. We've seen that quite a lot recently. And I do believe, yes, MC's probe is still alive in here. Now, the testament of a truly skilled Protoss player is how long can he keep his scouting probe alive, especially against the Terran. He's got Marines at his disposal. MC is definitely one of the better ones at this, getting so much useful scouting information out of this very first probe. He's still got his entire health left, only scratched his shield so far. So this reminds me a bit of Bisu from Brood War, who managed to keep his scouting probe alive for ages. Meanwhile, we see that rather than going for the standard Stalker first, we see MC building a Sentry, whereas Loner going for concussive shells immediately, seeming like he would do some quick Marauder pressure. So the Sentry first would indicate a defensive stance from oGsMC, because this will enable him, if he's quick enough with his micromanagement, to force field this ramp here, shutting out any intruding forces from Loner. So and backed up by that, we see that MC is indeed going for robotics facility first. So that is 1 gate into Robo, and Loner, sure enough, follows up his first Marauder and Marine with a Reaper. So we'll probably see him do some shenanigans here in the front while getting his Reaper in from the rear. Now, oGsMC should really have his Stalker position here, yes, so that he can force field these forces before they get up the ramp. That is not good at all, ladies and gentlemen. That is a failure from the Kratoss Protoss himself. He did not manage to shut the forces out, and he lost his Sentry. That is a quite heavy loss so early in the game. Sentries, they cost a lot, and you do need them to build up their mana to use those force fields. MC, however, handling this beautifully, killing off all the forces almost immediately. Only 1 Marauder left, being chased by 3 probes and 2 Zealots. But here comes the Reaper. And is this a second Reaper? No, it is actually an SCV. This will able to inflict some serious damage upon oGsMC, because you don't have a Stalker out and only 1 Sentry. So we'll see just how many probes this Reaper will be able to take down. 1 so far. It seems like actually he got cornered. Well, never mind that then. oGsMC proves why he is one of the very best Protoss players in the world. Meanwhile, an observer just got out from oGsMC, and now he's poised to take his fast expansion. Meanwhile, in Loner's base, we see him having constructed 2 more barracks and make that 3 actually. Oh no, that's a factory, sorry. He has constructed his second command center in what is a very defensive position, because if he really wanted to move out fast but still construct it safely, would have placed it here. Now, given that he put it down right here, this is as safe but as economic as you can make it, because this enables him to build SCVs that can get to the mineral line in his main base as fast as possible, while of course also using mules. So this is a way of being very defensive but also as economic as possible, also taking his second gas. Seems like he's constructing a reactor on the new barracks, and this will probably build a reactor as well and then swap it for a starport for medevac production. Meanwhile, Loner has fortified his ramp with a bunker, and MC is now positioned outside of Loner's base, constructing more gateways, and will be looking to prevent Loner from taking his expansion, whereas MC is taking his own. The stim pack almost done for Loner, and the nexus of MC will be completed in moments. Now warping in Stalkers and Sentries. Looking at the income, we see that Loner is ahead with 2 SCVs plus mules. So as soon as he can get his expansion up, he'll be in nice position, but MC will do whatever he can to prevent it. Army-wise, we see 2 Cells, 2 Stalkers and 6 Sentries versus the 5 Marines and 6 Marauders of Loner. So we'll just have to see what this battle comes down to. Loner will probably want to break out soon, because otherwise he'll be in a economic disadvantage that will only extend further and further as soon as the match goes, as far as the match goes on. He sees him here constructing an additional 2 barracks. This will be 5 barracks play, and medevac production on the way. He will be scouting with his factory here, and now salvaging his bunker. Looks like he's getting ready to move out. Yes, indeed he is. And I would say that he's in a favorable position to take this. MC should retreat. He has of course vision over this, so he will probably be wise to retreat, bravely retreat out of there. Now we see Loner being poised to take his expansion, and MC will try to prevent that, but Loner has the defenders attacking advantage, so to speak. Now ferrying troops over for a little pincer attack, but a beautiful force field prevents him from doing just that. Maybe he'll be able to take down the medevac, but he doesn't have blink yet, only now started to research it. Had he had blink, things would have been very different indeed. But again, a beautiful force field preventing Loner from moving down. And meanwhile we see the observer having full vision, the second observer that is. MC really prioritizing observers over many other units, and a guardian shield at that. It seems like Loner will be able to move out now and take his expansion, and perhaps catch these forces out of position. They don't have blink yet, but beautiful force fields there, pushing Loner back and putting MC in again a favorable position considering the circumstance. And there we see beautiful force field usage once again. Seems like it has an infinite amount of force fields. That's what happens when you have sentries alive for a long time. They can build up mana. Seems like MC showing why he is the very best Kratoss in the world. Is now pushing Loner back, even though Loner has the defender's advantage and the quicker supply route. More and more forces of MC are just moving in, and Loner has to pull his SCVs. It looks very grim for the Chinese Terran player indeed. And there we see Blink being completed. That's just the surgical uses of Stalkers. Stalkers are the new Mutalisks of StarCraft 2. You can just micro them like none other, and there we see Loner has to concede in GG. I hope you enjoyed this replay. This was from the Star Wars tournament, where we see oGsMC, probably the best player in the world, perhaps the best player with the worst manner at that, taking down the Chinese hope, Loner, and continuing on towards the tournament. The GGvision StarCraft 2 Coliseum will continue to feature players from this tournament and others, and bring you awesome commentary. I'm Sebastian Coburg, and I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. See you tomorrow. GG for now.